What's up, everybody? Welcome to Super Retro, a nostalgic podcast about retro gaming, TVs and film, pop culture, any dope shit from the 80s and 90s. What's up? I'm Tuck. That's Will. Thank you for joining us, man. We got some heat today. I'm telling you, we got some heat. I'm looking at the notes. We got some heat, Will.
Yeah, we're back again.
We're back.
Bringing you the nostalgia that you need.
That's right. And if you're not following us on TikTok, you don't know what you're missing. We post a ton of original content on there. Like exclusive only stuff for TikTok, and obviously we still have our Instagram, which is doing well as well. But TikTok is it's awesome, guys.
It's a Wild West.
Yeah, it's really cool. All the engagement we're getting. We the last podcast we did, we talked about the movie Kids, and we did a TikTok from that, and it's doing really well, and it's awesome to see over 1,000 comments of people.
You can tell how it struck a nerve with people.
Definitely struck a nerve with people, and that's literally why we exist, to bring this stuff up and to remind you about it if you forgot about it. You know, that's what we do.
We're trying to pluck a memory out of your brain.
That's right.
Has been dormant.
Trying to unlock it. It's in there somewhere. Let's unlock
and you're like, oh my God, I remember that.
Yep. That's one of my favorite comments. Holy shit, I forgot about this.
Yep. Or I like the ones when like, you guys lived my childhood.
Yeah. Or people are like, did we live in the same house?
Yeah.
I've seen that one so many times.
It's fun, bro.
Or like, I swear we were friends.
That's legit my whole, like, what makes me happy about what we're doing.
I know. For real.
Like, I don't even care how many people it is. It's just that we get those
the people that
periodically.
Yeah, that we connect with.
Yeah. Because that's all we really do. Like, we did this. This is why we started our collection, and we've always dabbled in podcasts and shit. Like, but this is like our thing that makes us happy.
Yeah, you know and it's really rewarding too, because me and you have been podcasting for a long time. You know, we started podcasting, I think, like a week before Thanksgiving in 2017.
Damn.
So that's 6 years ago. That's 6 years ago. Over 6 years ago.
We're vets.
So, I mean, we got some podcasting under our belt.
Yeah.
And our last podcast, you know, it had some engagement. It had followers. It had loyal listeners. Yeah. But this is some different shit that we've never experienced.
That was some serious. We had some really good conversations, but this, like I said, man, this is just super. Like, I told somebody, I was like, I would do this if no one listened.
That's funny you say that, because when I think of our last podcast, I felt like we were trying to curate, you know, guest, and you know, we were trying to give listeners what we thought that they would want.
Yeah.
You know, like put on a good podcast, and you know, it worked for a little bit, but this one, it's like we're doing what makes us happy and having fun, and we were literally doing it when nobody was listening.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and so now it's just like, now people are listening, so it's fucking awesome.
People are enjoying our fun.
Yeah, I swear I can't say it enough how much we appreciate everybody. But anyway, enough with the sappy shit.
Into the mix.
Before we get started, man, we gotta show your shirt, Will.
Oh yeah,
show your shirt.
Got the King Griffey Jr.
Jr. I gotta stand up to show you mine.
That's that Dennis Rodman.
Got that Dennis Rodman, the worm on the back. It says the worm and has the back. Got that big head joint. Look at that. Look at that.
Like they're made in like the old school.
Yeah. It feels like you're wearing a shirt from like the early 90s or the mid 90s or something. So we have to shout out Vintage Charlie and his company, the Satin Wolf. He saw us on Instagram, liked what we were doing, sent us some shirts. Big shout out to Vintage Charlie. If you want to support us and our podcast and what we're doing, all I want you to do, this dude hooked us up. We really appreciate him. Oh, he sent us another one too.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this. We've literally talked about this before. Bloodsport.
We've had it playing in the background.
Look at that. Bloodsport, y'all.
Like, go look at their website, because they have super cool. Like, I was just enjoying looking at all the shirts they offer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's like a t-shirt company, like and embodied like the way we do our podcast. Yeah, like it's a nostalgia based.
I'm not surprised in the slightest that he found us.
Oh no, 100%.
Because it's like
same vein.
It's right there together. And his like I said, his company is the Satin Wolf. And go follow his Instagram. And I'm sure you can hit his bio over there and find where to see this all these amazing products that he has, and we really appreciate it, man. Hopefully,
awesome shirts.
Hopefully we can do some stuff moving forward. He mentioned something about a coupon code for his website.
That'd be awesome.
We hadn't set that up yet, but maybe this is the beginning of a relationship. So, hey, Vintage Charlie, we appreciate you, bro.
Satin Wolf.
Yes,
the Satin Wolf.
Yep. And man, that's the joint right
Dude,
there.
As soon as I seen
that early King Griffey.
As soon as I seen that King Griffey, I was like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah,
one.
I knew sending it to you.
I know it.
When I looked at the link, I knew you were gonna pick the King
100%.
Griffey. That's that peak Griffey right there, boy. That's that peak Griffey.
That's that 89 rookie.
Hell yeah.
And I had to.
That's that gold chain.
I had to get the Roots of Fight.
I saw that.
King Griffey.
Yeah.
The boggin.
Yep. You all matched.
We should talk about that one day.
What's that?
What these are called.
Let's talk about it right now.
Because the world is conflicted.
This is an ongoing. I'm pretty convinced. Go ahead.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm bet I know what you're gonna say.
What?
That I'm pretty convinced we say it wrong.
Oh, we definitely say it wrong.
Because I've said toboggan my whole entire life.
For me, from Louisville, Kentucky, this shit he has on his head right here
is a toboggan.
Is a toboggan. There's no argument about it. It's just a toboggan.
And we know a toboggan is a sled. Now
I have one of those sleds over there in the corner of this basement.
As an adult, I know a toboggan is not this.
You know why it's called that though?
Because those dudes that were out there on toboggans had these on.
Yep. And they just shortened to toboggan.
They were like, look at that motherfucker.
That was your toboggan hat.
Yeah.
Is what that is.
Because you going out.
It's a toboggan hat. And down here in the South, we went ahead and just cut the hat all the way off and said, yeah, it's just toboggan.
No sled, nothing.
No sled, just he's going out in his toboggan.
Cold. Like, what everybody else calls them, like sock hats.
Skull caps, beanies.
Beanies.
Yeah.
But,
so where are you from and what do you call it?
What is this here?
Let's settle this argument right now. What is that on top of his head? What do you call this hat right here?
And whatever you say, it's a toboggan.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want, but right here, we're going to call that the toboggan.
Fucking toboggan, bro.
And, my wife is actually from up north, and they don't call it that shit.
100% not.
They're from northern Ohio. They do not call it that shit.
You say toboggan, and they're like, what?
You know, normally we talk about retro stuff, but it's always cool to mix in a something new, something fresh.
Yeah, we like any game.
And this has, any game. We can talk about any game on this show, but this definitely has a retro connection because this shit came out, the original came out a long time ago,
when
95 or some shit. Cool. Let's look it up here. So the original was in 1997. So, I mean, this is definitely in our vein. So slated for what I saw in the trailer, 2025 is the new Grand Theft Auto 6. Trailer shut the whole shit down.
Yeah.
Damn near shut YouTube down.
It broke the internet.
It did break the internet. I looked at it like, I don't know, 2 days after it was up, and it was like 150 million views.
Yeah, it's like, you talk about big games, like all these games, everybody, like, whatever the game is today that's out, that's big, like Fortnite or fucking whatever it is, like any of the new shooters.
Yeah.
That game, GTA stays consistent until the next one comes out. Mm-hmm. Like, you go right now on Twitch or something, there's people playing GTA 5 right now.
Still. And didn't that come out like 2008?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they won't stop until the next one comes.
Wow, I didn't realize it was like that.
No.
I didn't realize it was still relevant.
Fuck yes. There's mods and shit you can do. Like, people never stop playing it or modding it and changing it. And this, when it comes out, it's gonna break everything.
Do you see that there's a rumored $2 billion budget for this thing?
Yeah.
That includes the marketing budget, but still, $2 billion, bro?
Has
there ever even been a movie cost that much? No.
The people don't stop playing it and buying shit. It's just... It's never ending money coming in.
That is insane.
Rockstar hit the jackpot with that game, bro.
Well, when I watched the trailer, I was so confused as to what I'm watching. Like, is it a movie?
Right.
Is it a game? Are these sequences going to act out when I'm playing it? Or can I just do whatever the fuck I want at any point in time? Both? You can do both?
Yeah.
See,
You'll go on missions, and that will be a scene.
Right.
Then you get in your car and go hit somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can do it. It's almost like they push the envelope of gaming forward every time they do this.
It seems almost like I could see people like losing themselves in this game.
I mean, if that's the case, they would have already done it.
I know,
like,
but this one feels different.
It's just because it looks realer.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like, but like, it's been wild.
Like a alternate existence
like
and
reality,
an alternate reality for them, almost some
Yeah.
Ready Player One shit. Like
Well,
this could be their Ready Player One.
I don't know if you know, but like people will have mods of this game, and you like pick a job, and like
Just do the job.
you literally log in every day and do that job like you're a real person. There's guys that are cops, and they sit on the side of roads and like police the town like a real cop, and talk to other cops like real cops. It's wild, bro.
So you can be in this city with other people.
Yes.
Like, is
And
that
go-
how
and
GTA
go
5
arrest people and tell them stuff.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, it's like they're. I mean,
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's already. That's what I'm saying. It's already.
It's already a
happening.
thing. Yeah.
People make these worlds where you can go in and like you can mod a game of GTA and put the rules the way you want them.
Oh, okay. And then
So-
it's kind of like what's the kids game that you were just talking about it a minute ago?
Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Like you make your own world.
Yeah.
To where the rules are what, and you pick what jobs you want. Some people are this, some people are that.
Yeah.
It's wild, dude.
Damn. That
Like,
is wild.
GTA to me is like the biggest shark out there in the water.
Let's see. Slated for 2025, I know.
And that's crazy to even say, like they're talking about it it's 2025 and it's not even 24.
I know.
They're like, get ready.
I know. Like,
You talk about marketing.
and that trailer
Talk
was,
about this for a fucking year.
Yeah, that trailer was something special, boy.
Yeah.
And they surprised me with that Tom Petty song in there. I was like, wow, all right, I wasn't expecting that, but hey,
And like it's got its own radio. I don't know if you've ever played it, but there's
I haven't played GTA
there's
5.
radio stations in the game that aren't real radio stations, but they're made for the game. Talk shows, everything. Like Bass Rutten will be on there talking about MMA. It's not even real. Like it's
damn.
it's a whole real world.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
Like what radio station you want to watch, you can just switch to it.
That's wild.
It'll be talk radio, fucking about politics. It'll be
Damn.
like it's a wild game, bro.
What's it gonna be on?
Everything.
It'll be on Switch?
PlayStations. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so on the Switch.
Switch,
maybe.
probably.
I don't know if they can handle it.
Yeah, it probably won't be. But I don't know. Shit. I know it'll be on Xbox. And
But there's gonna be a new Switch.
Sony. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The new Switch is supposed to be able to handle anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet it'll be on there. I bet
Yeah.
they'll figure something out.
By 25, the new Switch will be out.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
Okay. So yeah, GTA 6. What do y'all think? You gonna play it? You ready? I know you're probably gonna play it, but I'm just saying.
Pretty much all of us are.
Give us your thoughts. I saw a picture, like a screenshot from the trailer, and it said it pointed out a detail that was in it, and it was like the power lines, like the extra. If you look up on a power line, sometimes they'll have extra where they've coiled it and just kind of like zip tied it up there. You know what I'm
That
talking
was on there?
That was on there.
Wow,
Somebody pointed it out and was like, look at this shit.
I mean, dude, the whole city is just ridiculous to go through.
Damn. I remember back in the day, GTA 3 and, Vice City and stuff.
It got better every time.
I remember it being awesome and playing it for hours.
It's a wild
Just
game.
running
bro.
around
Like,
jacking people and shit.
to me, it's like everything we talk about and all these games we do and shit. It's the evolution to that.
Woo!
Monster Squad. I mean, I would say it's a cult classic.
Dude, it's
Wouldn't you say that?
absolutely a cult classic.
Like in my childhood, it stayed in like the top 5 rotation as a kid.
That was that was the go-to when I was with all the little buddies. That was the go-to, and don't say it yet, okay? There's a famous quote.
Oh, there's a couple.
Well, there is one of the most.
It's famous.
In my opinion, one of the most famous movie quotes of all time.
Wolfman's got nards.
Who?
Because the little kid kicks Wolfman in the nuts and he reacts.
Dude goes, kick him in the nards, and he goes, Psh, Wolfman's got nards.
And
Wolfman,
it hurt him, bro. It hurt him.
It did hurt him. But yeah, I mean, that is anybody that was born in the 80s for sure, and even probably the early 90s, has quoted Wolfman's got nards their entire life. I say it once a month easily.
100%.
My whole life, I've said it.
And like just it to me, it gives off it's like a Goonies monster adventure.
Yeah, it's like Goonies meets a horror film.
Yeah, like Goonies, Stand By Me, and a horror film.
Yeah, but and what's funny about it, it doesn't even give me. It's listed as a horror comedy.
Nah.
It doesn't even give me horror vibes.
No, but those Universal monsters, dude. Like I don't know if you know about those. Like these are all the classic monsters of the Universal pictures, and they do them so well, bro.
They do.
Like if you watch this, it holds up. Like if you go watch this right now, you'll look at the monsters and go, "Damn."
They really do look amazing. I mean,
it's on point.
The special effects in this movie were a lot better than I was expecting. It was released in 1987, and I have always talked about special effects in the 80s, how much I love them because they're so epically bad. But with this movie, I was thoroughly impressed with the special effects. There's a point when when Dracula's driving the hearse and it goes through that car.
Yep.
I mean, that was legit looking.
It really happened.
Yeah, I mean,
like, it really happened.
Yeah, and then when what else I thought was cool, when the mummy was holding on to the whatever the kids were in, the Jeep or whatever they were in driving, and they tied him one of his strings that was flapping in the wind to an arrow and shot it on a tree.
And he started unraveling.
He started unraveling. I mean, dude, that was legit.
It was awesome, dude. And like. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember. Like they blow up the Wolfman into pieces.
Yeah.
Like blow him up and he comes back together.
Yep.
Like they shoot the fucking the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yep.
They shoot him with a shotgun.
Yep.
And that's when the other ultimate line is when they call that kid. They say, "Hey, fat kid, good job."
I know.
And he looks at him and he goes, "My name is Horace," and cocks that shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just all that, like, and like how Frankenstein was so like perfect. Like he was such a like not smart character, but still had like this heart.
Yep.
Like he befriended the little girl.
Yep.
And like he was their homie.
Yeah, that story always works. You know, Frankenstein like turned soft.
Yeah.
You know,
he has a heart.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember that part where he grabs Dracula, bro.
Yeah.
At the end, he looks at Dracula. He's like,
"Oh yeah,
bitch," and he just says something weird like bogus or something, and shoots him into the vortex. And then like the little girl at the end, like screaming because Frankenstein's getting sucked up. She don't want him to leave. Dude, it hurt me. When I was a kid, that got me, bro. 100%.
It got
like
him.
I was like, no. And then she threw him she threw her little doll at Frankenstein, and he caught it, went into the abyss,
into that portal.
Vortex portal.
Yeah, I mean,
but like just such a fun time, bro. If you have any chance to rent it on Blu-ray or rent it on Amazon, go watch Monster Squad today. Like today, go watch it. The kids are awesome. Usually it's hard to have good kids in a movie, and the monsters are just epic, dude. Perfect. They nailed them.
Another classic, Metroid on the NES. What an awesome, just eerie, bizarre, sci-fi, just ride of a game.
It really was, man. Like it was next level when you played it as a kid.
Cool ass game, dude.
Like cool.
Bizarre and eerie come to mind.
Yeah.
And what else comes?
You said it right though. Sci-fi. Like it's a fucking like you're on a sci-fi alien type movie.
Exactly. And it's. You know what really got me on that is when pretty early on in the game, you go into like one of those rooms up there, up top, that music switch.
Yep.
When that music switches.
And like there's a weird ass like fucking like the movie Alien type alien sitting there holding that ball.
Yep.
You're like, what is this, Prometheus? Like,
yep. And one thing you got to do, and I, when I started playing it again, been years. Go left.
It's one of the first games where you start the game and go left. Because I mean, think about like this is another game like Zelda, like from when you don't get it now because all these people can fucking look online and look at walkthroughs. When we were kids, no one told you anything about this game. Like you literally learned it as you went. So half the time you just went right and had to fucking be like, why can't I go small? Like how am I supposed to get to the?
It's a key part of the game.
Yeah, and because if you go left, you get this ability that lets you turn into a little ball and spin and go under shit.
It's everything. Yeah. And when I was playing it again, when I wasn't utilizing the ball, the
you
ball,
have to.
The roll as much as I should have, and then when I started doing it, I started killing.
Yeah.
Because the enemies weren't able to get me as easy.
Like it's such a cool spot that they were like, put this right here. As soon as you start, go left. And then like just the everything you get in that game is so iconic. Like all the upgrades, the boots, the ice beam ray shooting, and then because one thing I started when I was playing, I was like, why I forgot why am I shooting so Because when you shoot, it doesn't go far.
Right.
And then you get something that makes you shoot far.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking awesome. Like, every little upgrade you get on that game, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it's rewarding.
It is, dude.
I remember when I first popped it in recently when I started playing it again, I had forgotten how the power worked. So it starts you off with like 30 or something.
Yeah, you get hardly nothing.
You get hardly nothing. And I thought, just from not playing it for a long time, that was my max. And then all of a sudden...
You get those energy tanks.
I got an energy tank and got like 90.
And no, but you don't... That's not even all you got. You got a square. I don't know if you noticed that up in the corner. Every time you get an energy tank,
it gives you a
you
life.
get a whole nother 99.
Yeah, it's like a life.
Yeah, so when that 99 goes down, you go into the other 99.
Yeah.
So at the end, you have like 6 tanks full of 99 level. So, I mean, but don't think you don't use them because the game gets rough. That game gets rough.
That game is hard.
Yeah, and like if people like I was saying back in the day, like there's stuff in this game that you could not find out unless you did trial and error shit where you blew up bombs and tried to find ways down into realms that you didn't even know existed. Like, but you'd have to hit bombs and jump up to a level just to get to this secret other part of the map that you didn't even know exist. Like, how would you ever fucking know, bro?
How would you know?
Like, you literally had to just go on there and play it and like, they wanted you to sit there and play as long as you could. Mm-hmm. Like, don't care if you ever find out. Don't care if you beat it. Just enjoy the game and shoot shit.
I was thoroughly enjoying it last night. I was playing it in preparation for this.
It brought back a lot of memories. And I told you, I beat the shit out of that game when I was a kid. And I was really good at it because I played so much of it. I wish there was a counter of how long I could play. But like I said, and when I got older, I didn't know that there was a time like limit on when you beat it, what ending you get. Because when I beat it, I was just excited to fucking beat it. I didn't care what was at the end.
Yeah.
Like, and I told you, like people don't know, this is a huge reveal of Metroid. Like, one of the biggest things about the ending is that you're playing as a girl the whole time.
I had no idea.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It's Sam. Like, you don't know this. You think this little dude is a guy. Like, you're sitting there playing this guy the whole time, and then when you beat it, it shows you the reveal that you're playing a girl the whole time, and then how quick you beat it is how much armor she's in at the end. So if you kick ass and beat it real big, she's in a bikini or something.
That's wild.
And I didn't know that because I never had done it. Like, there's no way I was beating it fast as a kid.
Right.
Like, it could have been, if there was an end of how far you could have, I'd have been at the very end.
Yeah.
Like, where you almost didn't get an ending.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I beat it, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
straight up.
But like, when you get to see that, you're like, holy shit, she's a girl.
I was today years old when I found out that it was a girl in Metroid.
Yeah,
Samus. No idea. Found out today.
It's pretty awesome.
Totally will admit it and don't care. But
but no, hard game, dude. Hard.
Grew up playing it, but this is one I never beat. Never said I was a pro.
Yeah, it's a hard game. No, if you don't think that game's hard, you're a liar.
What threw me off is when I first started playing, or no, not when I first started playing, but when I was refreshing last night, I died pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just kind of getting the feel for the controls.
Bro.
I died right away, and it was like game over. I'm like...
Fuck up a jump and end up in that lava.
Oh, I did.
Good. So
and
you're still going...
Oh, it's so annoying.
Like, I mean, anyone who played back in the day did that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like, it was... Dying back then was nothing.
And then, but no, it surprised me that I was dead. That was it. Game over.
Like, yeah, they don't play, bro.
But
like,
they let you, if you die, they let you keep your.
Oh yeah, you get to build from what you got.
Yeah, you get to keep your stuff.
Still though, man, like, what a fun game to get in there and just grind, like, explore. Go through this door, go through that door. You had to go over here first to get that. It was such a puzzle. Like, it was such a fun, rewarding game.
Yeah, I went real far one time, and just there was nothing. It was like, well, okay.
Yeah, that's where you got to go back.
I guess I got to go all the way back.
Got to go back. And then what's fun? I don't know. I didn't talk about it, but when you beat the game, you're like, fuck yeah, dude, I beat it. And you're like looking at everybody, and then all of a sudden a timer starts.
Yep.
Where it's like, you got to get the fuck out, or the game you don't beat it.
Dude,
that's scary. I swear, as a kid, you're sitting there jumping, like, missing shit that you wouldn't miss because you're so scared to get up.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go.
So, I was doing a little prep work on it today, actually, to talk about this. And I was like, I want to know the complete story about Metroid. Oh, my God. I did not have enough time to even read it. If you want to see a complex story about a video game before video games generally had stories, this one right here is on par today with any story that's out there for any video game.
It could be a movie.
Go look at the shit. I was not expecting it to be that in-depth.
I'm surprised they haven't made a movie about it.
I am too.
Because it has a premise, like you're saying. It has a real good story.
This is a Nintendo product too, as far as the game.
And like that cover, man, I don't know. It's just something about that cover. Like I told Tuck, when we're out collecting, like if I see it, I want to buy it. And I know we have multiple copies now.
That's how I feel about Double Dragon.
Like I just want it.
And Ninja Gaiden.
When I see that gray and I see Metroid written, I'm like, fuck, how much is it?
Yeah. I mean, we can have
Is it decent priced?
We can have 7 of them. I mean, we got like 10 Nintendo NES in here.
I don't know, man. There's something about it. It's just one of them games that always will hold a special place in my heart.
I get it. Yeah, I remember when we really first started like getting into the collecting, you talking about that one early on.
Yeah, I was like, I have to have it. I got to get it.
I want to see CIB of it.
Oh God, we almost did, didn't we? Didn't somebody have one?
I think so, but it was a lot. Oh, we did. Yeah, it was the same guy we got the Kung Fu from. It was like $300.
Yeah, and like,
I think that was just for the box.
Is that the action series? Remember how they came out with the...
Yeah. It's I can't read it. I can't see it.
Adventure series.
Cool. The Adventure series on the Nintendo.
Metroid.
Office Space. The classic, iconic movie released in 1999. Directed and written by the one and only Mike Judge. Mike Judge is a bad man.
He is, man.
Because this shit is hilarious. And it's so accurate as far as the office culture.
Still to this day.
Scary accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with corporations like that, these people hate their jobs.
Like it's mindless, just dreadful work.
Yeah, and they do such a good job, the actors, of capturing how miserable these office jobs can be.
Yeah. The characters in it are so funny, man.
The characters are classic, and you got to start with Milton.
Oh my God, dude! I think he wrote the story first about him.
Well, I could definitely see.
I think Milton was the guy. I'm pretty sure he used to write like Beavis and Butthead type sketches of that guy.
Yeah,
sitting in the basement of an office.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just fucking miserable. Don't touch my stapler type shit.
I like how he worked there for like 5 years and wasn't on the payroll,
and nobody knew him.
Nobody knew.
Like what?
I could see that shit.
And I like
happening.
how people would fuck with him and move shit, and he was just like, don't move it. Don't touch my stapler.
Yeah. Don't fuck with a stapler.
I told Tuck I was gonna get us a red stapler, put it in our
just
collection.
down here somewhere. Yeah, and just when people
random
ask about
nostalgia.
It. Hell yeah, I'm with
Streamline, I think it's called.
Yeah, it is a streamlined stapler.
But I mean, dude, like, and the way little buddy gets hypnotized, and then it is like he hates the job and is like barely holding on, and then he gets like hypnotized and ends up becoming
Peter.
Yeah, and he like it makes him not care, and he gets better. He goes up in the company as the less he cares,
because he does not give a fuck.
Like, and they're like, this guy's good, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, and he next thing he knows, he's getting raises. Like he's like moving up the corporate ladder. Like he's like, oh shit, you just don't fucking care.
That's like Big Head and
yeah, dude. That's what I was gonna tell you.
I know.
To me, it feels like it's that's Silicon Valley.
Yeah, before Silicon.
Before, like, that's what, it's the same.
I bet that's what inspired it.
100%.
Yeah. He was like, you know what? I was really in my fucking zone right now.
I can do it. You can do that now in the corporate world today of Silicon, of like, you know, the computer world.
Yeah, dude, Silicon Valley is like
underrated show. If you haven't watched it, it's funny as hell.
For me, I know I exaggerate a lot, but I don't remember a movie that I enjoyed.
A show
that I enjoyed more than Silicon Valley in a long ass time, especially a comedy. Like I watched that whole shit.
And you just gotta give credit to Mike Judge, man.
Mike Judge is amazing.
He even like Beavis and Butthead, like when it came out, it fucking took over the world.
Yeah,
like they were everywhere. Whether you liked it or not.
That's right.
It was everywhere. He had commercials, shirts, fucking.
Do you know he did both of their voices?
Yes.
He did both of their voices. You know who else? You know who? He did two voices of a generation. All right? That's the way I feel. He did two.
I think I know who you're going to say who.
Two of the most important voices of our generation. One, Hank Hill.
That's what I was gonna say. Hank Hill, bro.
And Boomhauer.
That's the funniest one. Boomhauer is one of them voices that are legendary.
I mean, the voice of a generation.
100%. That's
Boomhauer.
That's Mike Judge.
Bro, Mike Judge created Beavis and Butthead. He did the voice for Hank Hill.
And
Boomhauer. All right, we could go on that for a long time, but we're gonna move on. He wrote and directed Office Space, and he wrote and directed Silicon Valley. This blows my mind that somebody can have one single person can have that big of an impact on pop culture and just culture in general. Like, some of that shit shaped the way I speak. Thumb on the pulse.
Yeah, thumb was on the pulse of the whole society of what he was talking about.
That is a fantastic writer.
Yes.
I mean, just that is a real writer.
Yeah.
Not like me when I'm sitting around here like, yeah, I got an idea.
No, he captures it, bro.
That is a master class of how to write material.
100%. Like, it's perfect.
I mean, and the fact that he did Boomhauer, exactly.
But I mean, dude, Mike Judge, Office Space is a funny movie.
We went off on a tangent there because I didn't even finish with Office Space.
It's a funny movie, bro.
Bro, Office Space, when there's a scene for me that is just plays out in my head all the time, to think about that iconic printer scene with all the guys from Office Space,
and he beats his shit out
when they take the printer out to the field and take bats and shit out there.
That's great.
And fucking destroy this printer, go full gang style on this printer.
I think everyone has been there with some kind of equipment in their office.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you just get so frustrated with stuff, and they're taking out all their workplace aggression on this fucking printer. It's classic.
I like the part where he's sitting in the cubicle and he just knocks over the one side of the wall so he can see out the fucking window. So the whole cubicle falls that way, and he's just like,
yeah. So there's that, and my favorite character out of all the characters is Bill Lumbergh.
Is that the boss?
That's the boss.
He's great. He's so good in it, bro.
He's the best. Yeah. My wife and I literally speak in Lumbergh to each other a lot.
Yeah.
We're like, if we need them to do something.
I'm gonna need those.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Katie's gonna hit TPS reports.
Dude, they say that in other movies.
I know. That's where the TPS report was created, goddammit.
Yeah, they say that in other movies that have nothing to do with it.
Dude, when I'm in front of my kids and I know that I need to move the elf on the shelf, I need to move it around, and my kids are present and I know that I'll forget, I'll set a reminder on my phone. I'll be like, hey, Siri, set a reminder to turn in my TPS reports at 9:30 tonight. I literally say that every night of December, and that's inspired by the one and only Office Space. But Bill Lumbergh, I'm telling you, bro, Katie, my wife will hit me with, yeah, I'm gonna need you to put the clothes in the dryer. It's like, if you need somebody to do something for you that they don't want to do, but they're gonna do it anyway, you hit them with the Bill Lumbergh speech.
And that you're the boss.
Jennifer Aniston's in the film. At the time, she was a big star because Friends was a thing already. So she had to read that script. Not saying that Mike Judge didn't hold weight, and I'm sure this thing had a good budget, but she read that script and it was so good and so funny. She was like, I'm in this movie. Like, I'm going to be in that shit.
Your boy Ron Livingston did good too, man.
He did. But just solid film, dude.
And like
hilarious
the dude
film.
Who plays Milton couldn't have been played by anybody else.
No, that's one of those roles. Just like we were talking about with Home Alone and Kevin and Macaulay Culkin.
Bro, how he mumbles, bro.
Whoever played Milton is
a saint.
A comedic genius.
Makes me laugh just thinking about his talking.
I know. Yeah,
no one even hears him.
Don't touch my stapler. Yeah, just how he mumbles. It's great. I think we all work with a Milton. Anybody working in an office, there's definitely a Milton. Oh, and dude's name is Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton, bro. It's his fucking name.
How fucking great is that?
It's his name in the movie.
That's hilarious. So yeah, Office Space, classic film, man.
Go watch it. Even today, holds up. Funny as hell.
Yeah, Mike Judge is a fucking genius. All right, y'all. I know you had one. The Game Genie changed the whole shit. In the 80s, and the 90s, cheat codes gave games a second life. You know what I mean? Like you would play these games and then you would find out, oh shit, there's cheat codes. It would unlock all these different options. I mean, think about games today. You don't even think about cheat codes, do you?
Not really.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I don't know if it's a thing. I'm sure developers are still putting Easter eggs in their games, but I just feel like it's nowhere near what it was with the NES and with the Super Nintendo. I mean, codes. Yeah. If you could put in a code in any game and get something or get somewhere faster or get a special power you didn't have, I mean, it made that game that much more special. And that's pretty much what the Game Genie did. It just unlocked all of these features, stopped you from dying.
Yeah, like I'd say nowadays, like cheating is like looked really down upon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think most games nowadays are online playing against other people. So cheating it didn't live. Like it doesn't have a place in society today to cheat. Yeah. But like I was going to tell you, like with Game Genie, like I never owned one because I thought that shit was weak, bro. Like, I was like, who the fuck wants to cheat, bro? Like, y'all are weak. Like, I'd go to my buddy's house and be like, we're going to beat it with Game Genie. And I'd look at him and be like, y'all are some bitches, bro. Why are we cheating? Just beat it. Like, I hated it. I never owned one. I was against it as a kid. Like, I didn't like it. I've never owned one. But they're still here, still everywhere. Like, we see them at flea markets, and I'm like, nah, I ain't fucking with that. I ain't buying it. Like,
Damn.
I still don't want it.
Damn, tell me how you really feel,
Yeah,
Will.
I don't like it, bro. So all y'all people always comment on our stuff like, oh, yeah, I put the Game Genie in and beat it. I'm like, you didn't beat it, bro. You didn't beat it. Like, you cheated.
Straight up.
Like, goddamn, bro.
Straight up. I had all these notes. I'm just like, I don't even know. I don't even know if I want to even say any of them after that. Goddamn.
Fucking cheating, man. God.
You know what? So Galoob is the company that ended up with all the rights to the Game Genie and released it here. But before they did it, they approached Nintendo and said, hey, won't you be like the officially license this? Let us use your name on it. And instead were met with a $15 million lawsuit by Nintendo. Galoob was met with this lawsuit. And which at the end of the day, they ended up losing. Like, the judge threw out the lawsuit from Nintendo. They were like, you can't do it. We're going to let them proceed with their product. It doesn't change anything in the game. It just,
Yeah, like, that's all. Like, as I got older, I was like, how did that even work? Mm-hmm. Like, how the fuck does some other company come along and say, like, we're going to make this game easier for you?
The Nintendo hated it. They said that
we've had videos about why Nintendo wanted their games to be hard. That kept you on them. Like, they didn't want any of us to beat anything.
That's true, because what I was watching today doing research, the vice president of Nintendo at the time said that he doesn't like it because it makes the games too easy.
Yeah, like, bro, they didn't want you to beat anything. So why would, and here comes this thing going, and that's another thing to our point about how hard fucking Nintendo games were. Yeah. They're so hard that another company came along and said, we're going to make games easier.
And it was
smash. It wasn't Nintendo. Yeah, like some other fucking company.
And it was a hit.
Yeah, and everyone needed them.
Everybody wanted it. Like, oh, damn,
like,
finally.
You know how hard games got to be for a company to be created just to make those games easier?
And as one last fuck you, you know how I said that Nintendo hit him with the lawsuit?
Yeah.
And then Galoob just kept releasing them and kept releasing them. As one last fuck you, Sega accepted it and let them be officially licensed.
That's pretty dope.
Sega. Like, Galoob was able to officially license Sega's name on their system. So you could use it on the Sega too, which I think that was towards the end of the lifespan. So no one really knew much about the Game Genies for Sega. Did you?
No, I didn't even know. I didn't know
it was a thing.
Didn't know.
It was a thing.
I only really remember it for the NES.
Yeah, me too. That weird looking thing you put it in. Yeah. Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. Classic game, started a whole franchise. This was the first one.
It's still huge.
That's what I'm saying. It's even evolved to actual carts on your floor in your home.
Remember when we played that?
Driving around. They sell the shit at Best Buy now.
Dude, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Me and Tuck got to play at the Louisville Arcade Expo here.
Yeah.
We got to go sit in a fucking room and look at a screen where me and Tuck were in the car.
Yeah, driving it, and the car was on the floor in front of us driving around, but it felt like we were playing Mario Kart.
Yeah, it looked like we were in a miniature room.
Shit was wild.
It really was.
But
I beat you, by the way.
So do you know? Yeah, you did beat me. Do you know that this is interesting? This is interesting. So F-Zero came out on the Super Nintendo before Super Mario Kart. The president of Nintendo Japan liked F-Zero so much. And it was groundbreaking. F-Zero was a groundbreaking game.
It was fun.
He liked it so much, but there was one thing he didn't like about it, that it was only one player.
Yep.
He didn't like the fact that because when they were developing the Super Nintendo, they were really big on shipping it with 2 controllers, because there was a time when they were only going to ship it with 1 controller.
Yeah, I remember it came
President was like, nah. We're going to ship that thing with 2 because I want this to be, friends sit around and play this. I want people to have fun together on it.
It was, yeah.
Which is ironic because I'm pretty sure the Super Nintendo launched, one of the first couple games that launched was F-Zero and another one-player game. Mm-hmm. But so he challenged his developers, hey, let's make F-Zero but with two players.
Multiplayer racing game.
So the reason they couldn't do it, they got in the lab. They got in the lab and tried to develop this game. Well, it was pushing the hardware of the Super Nintendo to the max. They can make it 2-player. They can make F-Zero 2-player. But it took away the size of the track. And so when it ended up happening is they only had a certain amount of space to work in. So they had to put a bunch of turns and stuff in there to make to make it fit.
Because I would say, like, F-Zero back in the day, like, the track was the game.
The track was
the game.
They
were complex.
And those
tracks,
straightaways.
bro.
Think about those straightaways when you're flying. All those would be gone.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
You couldn't do that.
What makes F-Zero fun is the tracks.
And the speed.
Yep.
You feel speed. Mm-hmm. When you're hitting a straightaway and those are going by you real fast, you feel like you're flying.
Oh, no,
you're just going fast.
Almost too fast.
Yeah, exactly. So they couldn't get to that point. They couldn't get it to where it looked like that and without all these turns, because you got to slow down for the turns in F-Zero. They were like, all right, let's scrap the F-Zero idea, 2-player, but what can we do with what they created a prototype, but it had, like I said, it had a bunch of turns, and at the time it was race cars and they all looked the exact same, the prototype. So they started brainstorming, what
we already own these characters.
Yeah, what could we do? Oh, we have one of our most successful franchise is the Mario characters, and they also threw like Donkey Kong Jr. in there.
Yeah, everybody.
A couple other like that. They thought, okay, well, we can use them on these carts, but they also had no one there had any knowledge of a go-kart.
I'm sure.
The developers, no one had been on one. So they did an outing where they went out and rode go-karts and like sketched the go-karts and felt the physics of the karts.
It was like, we got it.
And just learned about it. And then went back in the lab and created Mario Kart, which it ended up being much different from the prototype that they had. So it ended up being Mario Kart. They put all kinds of Mario shit in it.
I mean, dude, if which everyone probably has, is go to the go-kart tracks and use those.
Yeah.
It's Mario Kart.
For 100%.
Like, you've done it.
Yeah.
Like, when you play that game, you feel it.
For
like,
sure.
You're like, I'm in a fucking go-kart.
I know we'll talk about this game at another time, but man, it really progressed into something awesome. But Mario 64 is special. Mario Kart 64.
Oh, that's when it
changed.
I mean.
Mario Kart 64 is when you were like,
this changed.
Okay. This just got serious.
CIB up there.
Yeah, we got the CIB in the box.
But no, you're right. Like today, when you play, I think I would be argued like the Switch. Mm-hmm. When you play that today on a big screen, like with 4 people or whatever, it's the most fun you can have.
I know.
Like even today, as 40-something-year-old person, like you could have a party, throw that thing on, everybody
wants to play.
Yeah, fun as hell.
Yep, drifting. Like they created the game Drift.
Yep.
That's the first time
you could drift in game.
In a game.
Yeah.
You hold that button down, skirt.
Yep.
They were all about trying to create the most fun controls. And if you play it and really think about the controls, I mean, they're pretty fucking awesome.
They're on point.
You can jump, bro.
Yep. The throwing shit is so fun, man.
Yeah.
Throwing turtles, shells at people, the bananas, like.
It evens the playing field.
Oh my God. It's like they turned go-kart races into war. It's a war on a fucking go-kart track.
It's probably top 10 most fun, actual fun.
100%. Your kids can play. You can play with your kids.
On the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Like my buddy at work was talking about it the other day. Jeff, he was like, I sit there and just dominate my family at it all the time.
Yeah.
I won't let them win.
We play Mario 64 down here all the time.
Yeah. We have tournaments.
Yeah. My kids will come down here. Can I play Mario 64? I just spank them in that.
It's so fun.
Like what's been fun for me is watching Marshall, my youngest son, progress and like start beating the computer and shit. Because at first he was just sitting 8th every time.
Last.
Now he's like winning. He's like, yeah. It's cool to see, you know. All right, man. I don't know why I want to talk about this. This shit just hit me the other day when I was thinking of ideas. Who remembers the Huffies, the Sigmas? You remember the Sigma. And if you didn't have one, a lot of people didn't have one. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure if I had one. But somebody pulled up with that Sigma, that all gray Huffy Sigma, had them special wheels on it. You know what?
You talking about the wheels that had like a protective layer? Yeah, bro. I hated those people that pulled up with those.
They pulled up on a Huffy Sigma.
I didn't never have a cool bike.
I had one.
Like if you had a mongoose, bro, you were like
you were rich.
You were some dude from another land.
You came from a different neighborhood.
Like when you pulled up on a mongoose, I'd be like, damn.
For sure, like whoa.
And I was on a Huffy.
Yo, his parents are rich,
bro. He had like pegs and shit. Like,
bro, every bike I ever had was a Franken bike.
Yeah,
I'm talking putting parts from this one, parts from that one. You remember mags? The mag wheels, the hard plastic ones.
Oh my God.
The stars. The star joints.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I had those, but I had to trade up for them.
Yeah.
Like I spent a whole summer trading shit back and forth until I finally had a decent bike where I was like, yo, I'll trade you the whole bike for the mags.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
And he was like, all right, you can have the mags and I'll take the bike. But what he didn't know is I had another bike on deck.
Ready for
and
those.
Just bam, popped it on there.
Like it was a culture. Like, the bike world as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was like you were little adults. And everyone was just, skating by on these bikes. Like, you'd go everywhere in your neighborhood. And like I was saying earlier, like I never had the cool ones though.
No,
never got to get Diamondbacks and shit.
Diamondbacks.
Never had to get like. I always looked at those like, damn. And like my parents got me some shit, but they ever got me them good.
They
bikes.
Never spent them couple hundred on the bike.
I told you like my bike. I had this bike. I remember. I don't even know what it was. I tried to look it up on Google, but like it had a turbo button like right next to this fucking handle it would switch gears. You know what I mean? Like that was turbo back then. Like it wasn't like a 10-speed, but it was a regular bike, a regular bicycle that I hit this fucking switch and just went into a fucking I literally thought it was turbo. You know what I mean? Like my bike took it to another level, and I don't know if it was like a Murray or something weird. I don't even know.
Yeah,
but it was a gray bike. I can't remember the name, but that was the best bike I ever had.
I'll tell you one thing I would do. One thing about me, I'm gonna spray paint a motherfucking bike.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm telling you, I probably never had a bike that was the original paint job in my whole life. Because as soon as I got it. Boy, we hitting it with all kinds of shit. I'm taping it up. I'm doing all kinds of wild shit. Matter of fact, my kids, I spray paint my son's bikes, and they got some decent shit. But this one bike, my son was like, I don't like the way it looks. I was like, cool. Went down to the basement, found all kinds of like metallic crazy shit. We did a number on this thing. He had the blue with the gold. I'm telling you, yeah.
I kept my shit all factory.
Yeah, oh, you did?
Yeah, I stickers and all, bro.
Hey, you kept it clean.
Yeah, I kept it clean. I didn't even like when the stickers got messed up.
And another thing, you were talking about bike culture. Another thing that we did as kids that our kids will probably, and generations to come will probably never experience. But I don't want to go that far because I have noticed outside of my house, sometimes you'll see
3 or 4 or 5 bikes.
I call it the bike cluster. The bike cluster.
Man, that was life.
If you roll by and saw the bike cluster outside of your homie's house, well, guess what? You know the whole squad's in there. And at that point, you knew whose bike was whose.
That's how I'd know where they went. Like if I was not with my friends and I was like, where the fuck they go? And I'd look around and I'd see 6 bikes. I'm like, oh, they're at Alex's.
You'd be like, all right, James here.
Yep.
Anthony's
I'm
here.
going.
Eric's here. Okay, cool. That's my squad.
And like you
Pull
knew,
up.
it wasn't even like, you didn't even need an invite. You knew you could walk, throw your bike, ghost ride your bike into their bikes, and walk straight in that house.
Because they're all in there anyway.
And with their parents don't give a fuck if another kid comes. Did you ever, like I said, like did you ever ghost ride your bike?
Hell yeah.
That's why I did that every time I like went to a house or something. I would just jump off my fucking bike and let it fucking crash wherever the fuck it in the bushes. Nobody, I didn't care. It's like you said, man. It might not ever happen again. The way and like how Stranger Things shows it. That was real. That was our life was with bikes.
100%.
And we would be miles away from our house.
Straight
miles. No one knew. Parents had no clue.
No
GPS.
None.
We were just like, well,
no cell phones, no Apple Watches.
Like, we'll be home in an hour. Going through streets, heavy traffic.
Cold.
Yeah, cold.
T-shirt on.
Didn't care. Going fast.
Straight up.
Like, what a fun time.
All right, y'all. That's it.
Boom.
That's the show. Thank y'all for watching and listening or whatever you're doing, wherever you're consuming what we're doing.
Just a little dose of
hear
nostalgia.
That? Wherever you're consuming
what we're
doing. Just
taking them shots of nostalgia.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the support. We got plenty more to come. We got some merch on the way.
I mean, this shit's endless, bro. Like these experiences are endless of our 80s and 90s, just what we lived through.
100%. I mean,
like, it's so cool to think about.
We could do this show forever. There's no doubt about that.
The whole culture, bro.
This show forever.
It was a great time to live.
For sure. And if you want to give us any ideas
topics,
or anything,
we got a topic, listener topics.
Yeah, we're gonna open up. We're gonna, I was thinking about before we do these podcasts, sometimes on TikTok, doing one of those stories and asking people what they want us to talk about, and we'll do a small segment about whatever they brought up.
That'd be cool. And also, if you anybody wants us to do live like playthroughs of games, hit us with those.
Yeah,
like, a game we don't know.
We've been playing some live on some TikTok live, playing some games. We're new to it
because we don't know every game.
No,
there's a lot of games we got that 193 games of NES right now. We fucking probably played 90 of them.
But hey guys, follow me, Dustin Tucker 502 on Instagram.
We'll walk too. But really, don't follow either one of us. Go follow Super Retro Podcast on everything. On everything, TikTok, Instagram. Just if you're not sure if you're on the right account, just click on it, and if you see these two ugly dudes, you're on the right one. You're here.
Again, thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back soon with another episode. The movie went off
perfect.
But perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Credits rolling on Monster
Squad.
Peace.
Later.